Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com, and this will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, September 2nd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of technical charts and how they can be used to make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. And real quickly, before I get started, just keep in the back of your mind that if you are enjoying what you're hearing as I go through the video here and you want to learn more about the tool of technical analysis, then I am offering a free live class on Thursday. So if you're watching on YouTube, then down in the description box, there's a link that you can use to click on. Or if you're watching at claytrader.com, then somewhere right on the webpage, there will be a section that you can click on to get signed up. So I just want to personally invite you to get signed up for the class if you do want to learn more about the tool of technical analysis. And like I said, if you like what you see as I go, then yeah, keep that in your mind and get signed up if you want to learn more. First one here, ticker symbol BBIG, and another very monstrous day here. So updates certainly need to be done. First thing I'm going to do is get rid of that line. It served its purpose. And then come over here and get this update made right here at 8. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. There we go, right here at $8. And this update is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So in this situation, $8 was definitely broken today. So moving forward, that would now be one of the newest areas of support. And for somebody that likes to play pullbacks, well, then that could be a potential area, to keep an eye on for any sort of pullback if it does pull back. And then the other adjustment I'm going to make is I'm going to go ahead and adjust this area of resistance now up to that area right there at $10.50. In my mind, that is the new key level of resistance, where nothing is guaranteed, of course, but in my mind, it's valid. It's rational to think that if the price can work its way up to $10.50 and then get a good high volume break of that level, then at that point, the price has a legitimate chance to, potentially get up to that $12 mark, if not even higher than that. Again, not guaranteed, but as far as is that a rational thought process to have? Yeah, in my mind it is, because that is, what would be considered a key breakout point. But overall, at the end of the day, for more of a broader scope, the chart continues to put in the higher lows and the higher highs, and that is how uptrends are constructed. So yeah, let's see what Wednesday has to offer, or excuse me, what Thursday has to offer. Next one here, ticker symbol AMC, and today it made sense. Why do I say that? And this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched the videos from the past, but I've been talking about that red line up there quite a bit at 48, and you can see that this morning, a valiant effort, price got right up around that area, but as would be expected, and I don't think anybody was shocked, it did get rejected from it. Now, it could have broke it, of course, but the track record right now, past history has shown us that, yeah, this area has a whole lot of stubbornness behind it, and you can see that again today. That stubbornness is still there. So $48 definitely remaining public enemy number one moving forward. And I'm not saying that the price can never get back up to that area or anything like that. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price did get rejected from there. It's not the first time it's happened. And it does also just reiterate the fact that that is going to be definitely a very key level. And you know that you have a bunch of shorts probably with their stop losses slightly up above that level, and rightfully so. That makes sense, because if that level can be broken, then shorts would know that, okay, this is a technical breakout and I need to just exit the position and be disciplined. But as of now, to give shorts credit where credit's due, they were smart. They didn't panic out. They had their stop losses above 48. 48 was not able to be broken, and now their price is pulling back. But on that note, keyword there being pulling back. Price is not crashing. None of this is a reversal. And, the easiest way to kind of see all this, and again, will mean more to those of you that watched previous top 10 videos, is the price is still nicely up above $42. Now, if the price comes down to 42 and then crashes down through there, okay, now we can start to have a different discussion. But as right now, I would not use the word crash. I would not use the word reversal. In my mind, this right here is just simply a pullback. Again, that terminology can change, and in my mind, the kind of conversation starter in terms of changing terminology would be 42. But as of right now, the price is still nicely above 42. So for AMC, sure, it got rejected, not shocking to see, but as of now, just a pullback, and we'll see if it can work its way back up there and do battle with 48 once again over the next couple of days. Next one here, ticker symbol GME, and there's no need to beat around the bush. A very, very cruel day on this one. When you consider the, let's try that again. Let me change the annotation tool there. But when you consider the fact that the price came up here to right around, we'll call it 225, 226, which had been, as you can see here, a very stubborn area, and then got the breakout of it, and at one point got all the way up here. At that point in time, at one point, that was a big solid green candle. It was looking like a technical breakout, which it was, and then just like that, it was just kidding, and down the price went. And it's not like it was just, it pulled back here and then started to consolidate right around. No, it just went down to the breakout level and kept dropping and dropping and dropping. So from a very kind of just intraday perspective, a brutal day, a very cruel day, because people buying the breakout, that made total sense. That was not random at all. It was buying resistance. They were getting momentum. So, even if people maybe added some. I could see that. But then just have the price turn around like it did. A brutal, brutal day. But now taking a step back and looking at things from more just a single day, overall, everything is still perfectly fine. In fact, from more so kind of the overarching standpoint, to kind of put this trend line in play here to illustrate the fact the price is still trending upwards. I'll get that changed to green to represent more of a bullish attribute. So yes, today in and of itself, a brutal day, a very cruel day. But taking a step back, looking at multiple days, you can see that the price is still honoring and respecting that uptrending trend line, which is good to see. So we'll see if the price can try to recover back upwards and give that breakout another try. But yeah, no doubt about it today. Pretty rough. Next one here, ticker symbol SKLZ, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the previous top 10 video, but I drew this pattern in play and talked about this resistance right here around the $12 mark. And I mean, just a classic, perfect example of technical analysis in motion here. And again, I already mentioned it once, but there's a rule in charting which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, they tend to act as support. So that's what happened this morning, you know, huge gap up, and then check it out. Way up here, and then it pulled back and pulled back and pulled back, and look right where it decided to start to go sideways, right at that former breakout point. So I mean, literally a classic example of resistance now acting as support. So moving forward, $12.10, right around there, going to be that key level and initial level of support. If that level cannot hold up, then the next level of support you would want to watch is this lower trend line right there of the former pattern. But yeah, from an overall standpoint, things are looking fine. And I get it. That sounds crazy, but again, from an overall standpoint, meaning if you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 5 minutes, then yeah, from that perspective, the chart looks absolutely terrible. But again, from an overall standpoint, if this area does hold, and then you compare that where the previous set of lows was, previous set of lows, and previous set, then you envision those as stair steps. I mean, the overall chart does still have the opportunity to build stair steps in the upwards direction. But again, keyword there being overall, because I completely understand if you're a day trader and you bought right there, well then from that point of view, yeah, the chart looks absolutely terrible. So big gap up today, big pullback, but the price does still have the chance to build an overall higher base. So let's see if the bulls can get that job done or not over the next couple of days. Next one here, ticker symbol NIO, and what a crazy, crazy day. I mean, things did not start off good at all. Price gapped down, opened up right there. After the open, dropped a little bit further, went down as low as right there, and then it was just like, hey, just kidding, and straight up the price went. So very impressive recovery, but we also got a little bit of confirmation. This, again, will mean more to those of you that have watched past top 10 videos, but I've talked about this red line here in the past at 39.50 being a key level of resistance, and to give some credit where credit's due, the bulls did actually have enough power to break above that level temporarily. But when it came to actually establishing a true break having two parts, first, well, yeah, you got to break above the level. But the second part is, well, then you got to be able to maintain, stay above that level. And as far as maintaining, that wasn't able to happen as the price did drift back below it. So 39.50 is still going to be that main area of resistance. I would fully agree that it got weakened up here, but weakened resistance or not, it's still an area of resistance. So continue to watch 39.50. But I think the most obvious and the most important dynamic is just how strong this return back upwards was. So very nice recovery, and we'll see if the price can build upon that momentum and potentially get another break at 39.50, which is really the main reason why I'm even doing this one on the top 10, is that recovery was pretty crazy. It's still within striking distance of 39.50, so let's see if that break can occur over the next couple of days. Next one here, ticker symbol EDU, and I did this one several times a few weeks ago, kind of fell off the radar, but overall it definitely came back on the radar. You can see the opening part of the day right there, and I should have noted earlier, but these are 30-minute candles, meaning each one of these candlesticks, as recalled, represents 30 minutes worth of time. So right there, that big green candle shows the opening 30 minutes, big surge up, and sure, the price did drift downwards the rest of the day, but overall still created a nice little pattern. And you know what gives this pattern kind of an extra boost is it's all occurring within a nice overall uptrend, and the uptrend easiest to see just to get this trend line in place right there. So I'll put that trend line as more of so the overall area of support. So change that to green there. So like I said, the trend is up, and then you got this nice little pattern here, and I quickly draw out the pattern. So you got the surge right there. The price did pull back, both in the grand scheme of things, and if I put the little golf hole down there to make it more visual, got ourselves a nice little bull pennant pattern. So the question mark going forward is, you know, who's ultimately going to win out of this pattern? Are the bulls going to win with a break to the upside, or the bear is going to win with a break to the downside? But keep in mind, even if there is a break to the downside, that doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed, because you still do have this overall uptrend line here. Now, if the price comes down to that trend line and then blasts down through there, okay, at that point, it becomes a little bit more of a different conversation. But as of right now, even with a break to the downside of that pattern, you still have the overall trend line right there. But yeah, if the trend is going to, you know, continue on with what it's been doing, then that doesn't guarantee anything, but it does make it at least a valid thought that there could very well be an upside move through that pattern. So let's see what happens with it on Thursday. Next one here, ticker symbol MTRT, and saw this one yesterday, but didn't put it on the top 10. I was like, I don't know. Is that really anything? I've never heard of this stock. Where's this even coming from? And then today, I mean, shame on me because I would have looked so smart. But today, all of a sudden, just boom, this thing went that much more. And just one of these where, is this one of these that, we're going to look at it right now and be like, wow, this thing's, was at $5 at one point when it's all of a sudden up at 20. And I have no idea. I'm not saying this will go to 20, but I figured, I already hesitated once not to put on the top 10 list. And then the big move happened. And if this thing is going to keep on moving big, at least get it documented here. But the one thing to definitely keep in mind is this last 30 minutes, a pretty sketchy candle. I mean, these candles are not exactly awe-inspiring in terms of bullishness, but also to be fair, one candle doesn't make or break a chart. So I'm not saying that it's game over because of that candle, just saying that, let's see how this candle plays out here. And what would be interesting is if there is any sort of pullback, then right down there around 250 would still present a very interesting setup. And I'm not saying this will occur, but for explanation's sake, let's say the price did come down to 250 and then hovered right around that area. I mean, what would that still be giving you? That'd still be giving you a set of lows there. You'd have lows there, and lows down there. And again, like I said earlier, if you envision those as stair steps, you would still have nice stair steps progress in the upwards direction. So if you're someone that does like pullbacks, then maybe 250 would be more of a user-friendly area for you. But if you just like breakouts, well then, if the price can get up there around that $5 mark, which is, where it was right there, that's where the, rejection point actually occurred. But overall, like I said, a stock that I don't think I've ever heard of, but it's been getting pretty crazy. And if the crazy continues, well, now at least your eyeballs are on it. Next one here, ticker symbol CEI, and a very nice move today. Got the breakout right here. So you can see that nothing really was going on for the first part of the day, and then late afternoon, volume came pouring in, and then got the very nice break right there. And now it's just a matter of, does this momentum want to continue, and got ourselves a good straightforward pattern. So for breakout players, key level to watch now moving forward right at the top of that pattern at the 68 cent mark. And then as far as the support area is concerned, the level that stands out to me going to be right there around that level. So that was a resistance, but now that it's been broken, again, you've heard me say it, this would now be considered a level of support. And then just to finish off the pattern and try to keep everything one color there. So we have the resistance right there. We have the support right there. We have the pull portion of it right there. And if you put the golf hole down there, we have once again having a good old-fashioned bull pennant pattern. So like I said, key dynamic going to be, can the price break up through 68 cents? But anyway, look at it. Good solid move. And if you're somebody that enjoys playing stocks down below $1 and you're looking for a good kind of penny stock pattern that exists out there, CEI seems to definitely be one to at least keep an eye on. Next one here, ticker symbol FCUV. Pretty sure I've never heard of this one, but it definitely went bonkers today and has presented a very nice pattern here. And, same pattern that I've been talking about, but I want to be very clear that, and this applies to all the other patterns that I've drawn, I'm not trying to sit here and say that I have some sort of special skill or that these are great discoveries to be drawing these patterns. I assure you, people that use charts, understand charts, are also drawing these patterns. And I say all that because when a lot of people around the world are watching the same patterns and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can produce some very dynamic movements. And what we have here, there is going to be all sorts of people that have drawn that trend line right there. I guarantee it. Around the world, people have drawn that trend line, and people around the world are saying, okay, I'm a breakout player. I like to play technical pattern breakouts. And they're going to be saying, all right, so if I see that area broken, I'm going to buy because, well, I'm a breakout trader. Now, does that guarantee that if the price breaks the trend line, the price is going to shoot upwards? No, absolutely not. No such thing as a guarantee. But the power of technical analysis and using them as a tool is it helps us make rational decisions. And it is completely rational to think that, well, hey, if that breaks, that's a breakout. That could create a bunch of buying pressure. So definitely keep a close eye on that trend line right there as the main area of resistance. And then as far as supports are concerned, you're going to have a bunch of people watching that area down there at 16 as that main area of support, including shorts. Because again, from a shorts perspective, while nothing's guaranteed, it's rational to think that if the price comes down there and then actually does break down below that level, that could send the price, picking up more so in the downwards momentum department. And then finally, from the pattern perspective, again, have the resistance there, have the support right there. Let's draw the pull. You know where I'm going to draw next, the golf hole. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. But yeah, given how fast this one can move, and given that a lot of people like to play these highly volatile stocks, a lot of people are going to be watching this pattern. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out on Thursday. Next one here, ticker symbol SQBG. And reason for this one is pretty straightforward. The overall context was started off the day very bad. I mean, it was down there, but ended up closing all the way up there. So a good solid bounce. Now, Is this the start of something bigger? Is there any sort of true power behind this bounce? That'll remain to be seen, but we have a couple of very nicely well-established levels to help us answer that question. And the first level here that I think is very, very important is this area right there at $6.70, which I would definitely consider a must-hold level of support. And why is that level so important? And I'm not saying that this will occur, but let's just think about, the story and what it would be telling us if the price were to come down to that level and then break down through. At that point, what would it have? Well, the price would have gone right back inside of that range that it just broke out of. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly a sign of true power, true strength. Again, not saying that that'll occur, but that is why that 670 mark is important. Because on the flip side, if the price comes down there, maintains itself and works itself back upwards, well, then let's go back to the stair step analogy. What would you have? Well, you'd have a stair step right there. You'd have stair steps right there. You envision those, like I said, as stair steps, and there you go. Now you still have progress being made in the upwards direction. So to me, 670, very important for those reasons. And then from the breakout standpoint, keep a close eye on that trend line right there. Also, you're going to want to watch that purple line there, the 50-period moving average. It's basically valued right at the same value of the red line right there. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. A very nice bounce today. And if this is actually the start of something bigger, well, then who knows how crazy it could get. So it's at least worth keeping an eye on. So that wraps up the top 10. And again, I do want to personally invite you to get signed up for the free live class that I'm offering on Thursday. So if you like what you saw, you want to learn more about technical analysis, how to use them as a tool to build consistency, then like I said, the class will be Thursday on September 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So always keep in mind the Eastern. But yeah, I'm going to talk all about charts, why they work, how they should be used, how they should not be used, and how they truly are a great tool, not to guarantee wins because there are no guarantees, but to help make good decisions as a trader. And then as far as this top 10 video is concerned, if you like this format, if you want me to continue to make more top 10 videos like this, then please communicate that to me by hitting the like button and leaving a basic comment, even if it's just saying hi. Thanks. Any number of your choosing, but those two things communicate to me that it's worth the time and effort to put these videos together. And as long as I know that you're enjoying and it's worth the time and effort, then I have no problem at all continuing to do them. But in that regard, I do need your assistance. Just do some basic feedback through hitting the like button and then leaving a comment down below. And again, if you want to learn more about technical analysis and how to use them as a tool to build consistency, then hopefully you decide to get signed up for the class. And hopefully everybody had a great one, and I'll see you back on Thursday.